Hello everyone, thank you for watching my new video. If you haven't seen my first one I uploaded, please check it out. The quality is a lot worse than this one, but I'm trying to improve it every video. But that doesn't matter now. Let's get on with the actual video itself. The War Master of Chaos faces off against the Lord Commander of the Imperium in a duel. But who of the two fighters will come out on top? These two are some of the most important players on the stage of 40k at the moment and are not looking like they will slow down anytime soon. Showdown between these two seems inevitable in the near future, but will the great son of the Emperor reign supreme, or will the son of Horus claim the skull of Guilliman for chaos and burn the Imperium to the ground? I base these fights on their feats of strength in the lore and my personal perception of the two characters. First, we will start off with the War Master of Chaos and former first captain of the Lunar Wolves and Sons of Horus, Ezekiel Abaddon. Abaddon demands respect from many of his Chaos followers. As he was recruited, he would quickly rise through the ranks, because he is said to be one of the greatest captains of the Great Crusade, bringing many foes to kneel before the Imperium. Although we have never actually seen one of these victories happen. Also, he's pretty big for a Space Marine, but this should not make him a more impressive commander or even warrior, but we will get into that later. Abaddon was part of the close council of advisors known as the Mournival, who advised the Primarch Horus Lupercal, the first War Master of the Imperium. Four captains made up the Mournival: Tarek Torgadon, captain of the 2nd Company of the Lunar Wolves; Little Horus, or Horus Axamant, captain of the 5th Company, and the last member was Hastur Sejanus, who would be killed just before a great battle against the false emperor. Abaddon would lead the assault onto the planet, on which Sejanus was killed. It would be beaten to the chase as Garviel Loken, a way cooler son of Horus, would slay the impostor emperor. Loken would become the 4th member of the Mournival after winning this battle. As the Great Crusade came to a close, the heresy started to unfold, which was instigated by the Primarch of the Sons of Horus. Horus was his name. Abaddon would stay loyal to his gene father and would fight against the Imperium, but most importantly against Garviel Loken, who stayed loyal to the Imperium and the Emperor. He would fight during the battle for Istvan III, where all the loyalists from the traitor legions were meant to be purged. Abaddon would win this battle, but because he still is a villain who probably monologued for too long, Loken would escape from him. Abaddon and Loken would however meet again at the Siege of Terra, as the Justirian, the elite Terminator squad led by Abaddon, tried to find a way into the Imperial Palace. They would be met by Loken and Nathaniel Garrow from the Death Guard Legion. Abaddon would have been slain by the two knights errant if he was not teleported out at the last second. So, not such an impressive warrior before entering the Eye of Terror and giving his soul up to chaos. Maybe it gets better? Not really though. Abaddon would face Sigismund in a duel. Sigismund was the Emperor's champion, meant to slay countless of Chaos champions in the name of the Emperor during the Siege of Terra, and if he had found Abaddon there, the future War Master would stand no chance against the Emperor's champion. They would face while Sigismund was an old man, and Abaddon was powered to the max by Chaos. Still, Abaddon would have died if not for plot armor being a thing. Sigismund would strike the War Master of Chaos straight through his chest with a black sword. In turn, Sigismund would be cut in two by Abaddon, but he accepted this fate. Abaddon would only survive due to the Chaos God empowering the War Master. To end with his greatest loss yet, because let's be honest, he has not won many battles, he would lose against Eldrad Ulthran, who was one of the strongest psykers of the Eldar race, but also an old frail man who beat Abaddon with his walking stick. Eldrad would have actually killed Abaddon on his own if he did not get teleported again in the last second. The great War Master of Chaos, chosen of the 4 Chaos Gods and leader of the Black Crusades, would lose to an old, frail man in a melee fight. Pretty embarrassing if you ask me. Then now on to Roboute Guilliman, the Lord Commander of the Imperium, current War Master of the Imperium in all but name. Guilliman is a beast on the battlefield, following his own plans to bring victory to the Imperium. He would outsmart Abaddon during the battle for Cadia, would still lose because Abaddon threw a Blackstone Fortress at the planet, which is similar to throwing the Death Star into Alderaan instead of blowing it up. Guilliman would conquer planets even before he met his father, and he was granted the 13th Legion of Space Marines to command, the Ultramarines. He made his home planet Macragge into a powerhouse and an almost impenetrable fortress. He led the Imperium Secundus during the heresy from Macragge, as he taught the rest of the Imperium to be lost to the traitors. When he found out this was not the case, he rushed to Terra with his brother's legion, the Dark Angels and the Blood Angels. After the siege of Terra had ended and Horus was killed, as well as the Primarch of the Blood Angels, Sanguinius, Guilliman would descend on the traitors with a vengeance. Being one of the most numerous legions of the Loyalists, they would lead the great scouring of the traitor marines. His incredible planning kept the Imperium together as his father sat immobile on the Golden Throne. While his brother Primarch around him started disappearing, he alone would try and hold the Imperium together, only to be killed by his treacherous brother Fulgrim. But he survived! In stasis, and would eventually be returned to life by the Inari and Belisarius Cole. The first brought him back to life, and the second gave him the armor of faith, which still. Guilliman would go on to lead by example, first slaying the bloodthirster Skarbrand in a duel in the Blackstone Fortress on his way back to Terra, and then by slaying his traitorous brother Magnus on Luna, the moon of Terra, or Earth, with some aid from his allies. Guilliman would inspire the people of the Imperium wherever he came. One of the only shining beacons of light that the Imperium has. He would lead the Indomitus Crusade personally, reclaiming many planets that the Imperium had lost, and reinforcing many Astartes chapters with his new Primaris Marines. He would eventually leave the Indomitus Crusade to fight in the Plague Wars of Ultramar, in which the forces of Nurgle ran rampant, led by Mortarion, Demon Primarch of the Death Guard, and Psyker Hater. Ah yes, ironic piece of moth mutant. Guilliman would duel Mortarion on Ajax and would fight his brother, who was empowered by the Chaos God Nurgle, to a standstill, from which eventually the Death Guard and their demonic allies would retreat under the cover of a virus bomb. So in the end, Guilliman would win the battle due to circumstances on which he had no influence. So now that we know our two combatants, let's get on with the scenario. In my mind, I have two scenarios as usual. One which is lore friendly, and another which is more Games Workshop, this is how it's meant to be scenario. I'll be starting with the more lore friendly scenario. The battle will take place on a Blackstone fortress, which Guilliman and loyal Space Marines would enter in hopes of discovering lost artifacts. Guilliman would be separated from his warriors and would find himself face to face with Abaddon, the Warmaster of Chaos. Guilliman would take a second to look at the surroundings as the Warmaster began taunting the son of the Emperor. Guilliman, Lord Commander and stoic defender of the Imperium, it seems I have outsmarted you once again, just like at Cadia. You did not win at Cadia. You lost the battle, but destroyed the planet. If it was not for you needing to cheat, you would have lost, Abaddon. Abaddon became enraged at this comment and would charge the Primarch. He, however, lacked speed, as his Terminator armor was heavy and slowed him down. Guilliman would intercept the chaos-buffed Space Marine by punching him with the hand of the minion as he counter-charged Abaddon. Abaddon would be flung into the wall of the fortress, cracking his armor and breaking his spine. Is that the best you have, son of the Emperor? The gods grant me strength! Abaddon would get up on his feet as the god started healing his wounds. Guilliman would be lunged at Ezekiel with the burning blade of the Emperor, which would meet the demon-possessed blade Dracnian. The demon would waver quickly, scared of the might of the burning blade. With a snap it broke, and Abaddon was left with only the talon of Horus to defend himself. Father defeated the demon once already. What made you think his blade could not finish him twice? Abaddon attacked with the talon of Horus, but would be snatched by Guilliman, who would proceed to break the Warmaster's spine over his ankle, in a classic Primarch move. He then threw him into the wall again, and sliced off the left hand of Abaddon, which held the talon of Horus. Abaddon the Armless, now I get the joke. I will end you, end your father. You have no idea. Before Abaddon could finish, Guilliman would execute the mutilated body of Abaddon by cutting off his head and tearing him in two, just as Abaddon had done to Sigismund. Warmaster of Chaos, you are nothing more than a mere shadow of what Horus was. So yeah, of course Guilliman would win in a fight. He's a goddamn Primarch. And with his father's blade and his superhuman strength and reflexes, in combination with the armor of fate, I believe that Abaddon would not even land a hit to the Primarch, as he was dead before he could react. He would lose his battle aboard his beloved cheat card. So now, on to the Games Workshop friendly scenario, because it will never make Abaddon lose so bad. The scenario starts exactly the same, by Abaddon taunting Guilliman after separating him from the rest of his allies on a Blackstone fortress. I have outsmarted you once again, son of the Emperor. You are weak, Lord Commander of the Imperium, and are nothing in comparison to Horus during his prime. Horus was a fool, Abaddon, the one who doomed your men to their fate, to be nothing more than pawns in a chess game for the Chaos Gods. I am free of chaos. I will not let it corrupt me like it did to Horus. Abaddon would be the first to engage, sprinting towards the Primarch with Drachnien. The demonic blade met that of Guilliman. The demon in it became furious after realizing it was the same blade the Emperor used to slay him. Drachnien can taste victory is drawing closer. It's fueled by hatred. Watch your step, Ezekiel. Guilliman would surprise the Warmaster of Chaos with an uppercut from the hand of the minion, lifting Abaddon up into the ground as he then came crashing down, his ribcage shattered by the impact and one of his hearts punctured. Is that the best the last loyal son of the Emperor can do? The gods answer to my will! Abaddon's wounds began to heal quickly. The Warmaster stood back up. He was met by Guilliman shooting the hand of the minion at his foe. Abaddon responded in kind with a talon of Horus. Guilliman would escape the hail of bullets, but Abaddon would be hit in the eye. This does not matter. The gods will not abandon me like your father did. You are a slave to them. You claim you use them, but you have no understanding of their genius. Abaddon would struggle as he tried keeping chaos out of his soul, but he knew he could not defeat the Primarch if he did not gain more power from them. Gods, empower your champion. Show me the true strength of chaos! His prayers remained unanswered, as if the gods were playing some cruel game with him. None lent them power, and Abaddon could feel his ailing body again. Guilliman leaped at the opportunity, slamming Abaddon in the ground, breaking his spine, and proceeding to lift the burning blade into the air to finish the Warmaster of Chaos. I will do to you what had a long time coming, foolish son of Horus. I beg of you, you do not see the bigger picture. I will cleanse the imperium of... Abaddon would be teleported in the last second by the Chaos Gods, who wanted to humble their champion. As Abaddon would now have no way out and let chaos fully corrupt his soul. So again, I would think Guilliman would win. Again, he's a goddamn Primarch. But we're keeping it lore friendly so Abaddon does not get killed and instead uses his mighty chaos armor of the plots to teleport out again at the last second. Damn you! This way we're staying loyal to Games Workshop style, beating Abaddon with no major impact on the storyline. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed. If so, leave a like and subscribe, as I will be posting new versus videos every Saturday around the same time that this video came up. Have a great day, and talk to you later.